It's very rare for us to get sitting judges on this show, so it's kind of an exciting time for us. But Judge Fields, let's start with you. Kind of share with the audience your background and how you got to the bench and what you did before you hit the bench.
Before I hit the bench, and thanks for having me on. Thank you guys for inviting me. It's been too long. And I'm excited about the show, and I'm excited to hear whatever questions anybody has to ask.
How incendiary they
No matter how incendiary they are, it's free speech. You get to ask whatever you want. I was elected to the bench in 1998. I had an uncontested general election, had a contested primary, won, took the bench January of 1999, and I've been sitting since that time. Prior to that, I had my own private practice. I worked for the Attorney General's office for a brief while in their child support divisions, and prior to that, their prosecutor's assistance division, where you just travel around the state and handle cases all over the state of Texas. Before that, I was with the Harris County District Attorney's office under then District Attorney Johnny Holmes, and that's been my career. It's been a good one. I love what I do.
and you ride motorcycles and
I ride a Harley.
I've passed you sometimes on Washington. Going to the courthouse.
You have?
I have.
I need to go faster.
You can probably get out of that ticket, unlike me. But yeah, I've passed you. I've pulled up right beside you. You probably didn't even notice it was me. But yeah, I've seen. I was like, is that Judge Fields? And sure enough, it was.
It's a lot of fun. It releases a lot of stress.
I can imagine. Yeah. And Judge Jordan, we found out this morning that you are a current owner, and I am a previous owner of a early to mid '90s Bronco.
It's one of the worst financial decisions I've ever made in my life. When I won the election in November.
At least you weren't driving it around in the early '90s post OJ like I was.
So right after I got elected, I used to have a Prius because I would drive all around the state taking cases. You call, I'll be there if you make your payment first. And once I got elected, I was like, I don't need this Prius anymore, but I would like to have a cash car to pull my jet ski. And so I went and bought that Bronco for close to nothing. And I could have had a new Cadillac Escalade for the amount of money I put into it. So, but I love it. I love it. It's a nice car. But my background, graduated from Texas Southern in 2006. I'm in the Army Reserves. I was then, and I went through the ROTC program at University of Houston. And when you're in the Army Reserves, to be a JAG officer, you first have to pass the bar before they'll let you be a JAG officer. So I took the bar while I was still in school. So that was like the best week of my life. I got my bar results on Monday, graduated on Friday, and the rest have been downhill from there. But I went on, worked in the state legislature for State Representative Hubert Vo in the 78th legislative session, and then came back in the 79th legislative session and worked for Senator Rodney Ellis, now Commissioner Ellis. And then I went into private practice, running up and down those stairs at the courthouse, waiting on elevators, traveling all around, and then I got elected. And so now I'm a judge, and I love what I do. I used to have one client at a time trying to make a difference. Now I get, 80, 90 a day.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I was struck this morning. I honestly, and I was sitting in your courtroom today for about an hour and a half, waiting on a prosecutor to get there, and you were covering for Judge Stanley. You were covering his docket, and you called out the docket, and you asked, which I had never heard before, did anyone just get out of jail? Mm-hmm. And you asked them if they wanted to go home. And the young woman, I don't know if she was stunned or what, but she didn't really want to go home. She just wanted to get the court appearance over with. But and that's kind of what I want to start this conversation with, because I'm seeing a change in the way we do business. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, it's not coming quick enough, and they're complaining about certain things here. And we're all living in this post-Harvey world and trying to figure it out. But things like that, asking defendants if they just got out of jail and that woman had just gotten out at 3 a.m. and was in court for an 11 o'clock docket call. Hey, if you want to get out of here, go home, take a shower, I'm going to let you do that. It's your option. I mean, those sorts of things, even 5 years ago, that would never even be thought of in the courthouse. And so, all of this really kicked off with the bail reform lawsuit, which obviously you guys are pretty familiar with, being parties to that lawsuit. But I guess I want to pull back a little bit from that. That's the catalyst that has kind of started everything. And Harvey really has forced us, I think, to really take a deep look at how we're running the criminal justice system in Harris County.